Welcome to Game Guys, this is your host Bricks, and today we're going to be breaking down our Hell Let Loose 2021 wish list. Before we get started, I'd like to give a special shout out to our friends at Team Asylum Gaming. You can check them out at discord.gg/Team Asylum. First things first, I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching our videos. Thanks to you, we've reached our first milestone of 50 subscribers. To celebrate this milestone, one lucky viewer can win a Steam game key for the game Hell Let Loose. All you have to do to win is put a like or a comment on our new Twitter account at GameGuysActual. Now get ready to send that letter from the front lines with our wish list for Hell Let Loose in 2021. So keep in mind throughout this video that we will not be talking about things that we already know are coming in the future. Instead, these are my own opinions on what could or should be added or removed from the game. So hit that like and subscribe and let us know in the comments what's on your wish list. First up, we have sand table markers. What I mean by sand table markers is the ability for the commander to place formations and routes that he would like covered on the map. I also think it would be particularly awesome for the commander to be able to select a squad and draw on the map to easily show a route, objective, or otherwise for the squad lead to follow. I personally feel that these markers would greatly increase the amount of strategy that you can use within the game. Next up is more loadouts. While I'm sure this is already something coming down the pipeline, I would particularly like to see more for command, squad lead, recon, and rifleman. More to come on those later. The next item on my wish list is more team structures, or group builds. The introduction of bunkers and barricades in Update 8 I feel has been a huge success, and it's really changed the dynamic for building hasty fortifications. A lot of these do, however, take a group to build because they take so long or they take so many resources, but that really fosters teamwork. So a few additions that I think might be cool are, for starters, a medic tent. A medic tent could be used to increase spawn time for a certain sector where it's built, or simply an area that you can restock bandages and auto bandage while inside of. Also, a crowd favorite, engineers and bridges. I feel this might be a little OP if a single engineer could build a whole bridge, but if this was set up where multiple engineers had to combine their bridge parts to create a full bridge, that's something I could really get behind. Purple Heart Lane. Another buildable that I would personally like to see would be an ammo depot. My thoughts on the ammo depot is that it would be somewhere that anyone can resupply, including tanks, but it would cost munitions resources. Item number 4 is Recon Roll Satchel. We're going to talk a lot more later about my opinion on how to revamp the Recon Roll, but please, devs, please, give them a satchel. Next up, we have player weapon drops. Everybody knows that most of the German side weapons are somewhat inferior to the US, so wouldn't it be nice to drop that car and pick up somebody's M1? If this feature were added, this could seriously change gameplay. For instance, if you're in a recon squad and your sniper goes down, you could pick up his rifle and continue engaging. Likewise, if you were a German firing a Garand, the enemy team could mistake you for a friendly. However, this would need limitations, such as only having a certain amount of ammo and a fairly short despawn time for the weapons. The next item on my wish list is probably going to get a little hate, but hear me out. Longer spawn times. I think that the OP and garrison spawn times are okay as they are, but in my humble opinion, there needs to be more penalty to dying. The days of redeploying for supplies are behind us, so I personally believe it wouldn't hurt to add a little more penalty to dying. I feel that this would also foster teamwork, and it would make the medic role a lot more pronounced in the squad. If you had to wait 60 seconds upon death before you could even start the respawn process at an OP or a garrison, it would really incentivize players to play more tactically and to communicate and work more efficiently as a squad, utilizing that medic. Number 7 on our list is Airhead Spawn Revamp. So I know that the devs are planning on changing the actual Airhead spawn to 5 minutes, or at least how long it stays up after it lands. However, follow me down this rabbit hole and see if any of these sound good to you. Option 1, which we could or could not do either way, is when soldiers redeploy on the Airhead, they actually parachute into the point. This would not only give the player a little more freedom on where they're actually going to land whenever they spawn in, but let's be real, seeing 25 guys parachute in behind your enemy would be pretty cool. Another option for this revamp would be to add a loadout to the recon team's spotter. This role will be called a Pathfinder, and they would have a unique ability to actually place a buildable structure that would serve as the spawn point. Building this structure would of course cost resources, which the commander can strategically drop, or that were left over from points that you may have lost previously. This would not only provide the recon teams with a new major function, but I feel that it would also add to the immersion of the game, and it's also historically accurate for Pathfinders to be performing this type of role. Moving into number 8 on our list, more scope options. This item brings us back to the recon role. And I personally believe that having more scope options will allow the Recon player to actually have more versatility on the battlefield. An example is, some snipers like to have a lower zoom scope and be closer to the fight, while others like to hide in the back and ping people's heads as much as they can. Also, this would let the sniper choose what scope is best suited for the current map that they're playing on, based on if it's more urban or it has more open fields. The second to last item on our list is squad-placed mortars. Not only would this be awesome to have in the game, but here's my theory on how it would work. A certain role has a mortarman loadout, which carries the plate and tube used to fire the mortar. We could then have a more specialized rifleman loadout that works as an ammo bearer for the mortarman. The rifleman class would lose the ammunition box for this, and they would gain a box of mortars that they can place down near the mortarman whenever he's ready and set up his weapon. The last item on my Hell Let Loose 2021 wish list is another one that's probably going to get me some heat, and that is to remove fixed artillery guns. Before you start screaming at me in the comments, another option could just be to make it a little more expensive to fire the shells. Maybe 10, 15, 20 munitions instead of the current 3 to 5. Especially considering that you can place more nodes now with Update 8. However, my reasons for wanting to remove it is because it's excessively overpowered, and pretty much anybody with a keyboard, a mouse, and an artillery calculator can rain so much hate on a point that it's almost not even fun. So again, and this is just my opinion, the fixed artillery guns need to either be removed or they need to be significantly revamped. Well, that wraps up our 2021 Hell Let Loose wish list. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe for more content. And don't forget to let us know what's on your wish list down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and as always, until next time, we'll see you in game.